Now I want to talk about doing transfers in the Radix wallet. Obviously, we don't want to have to go out to adapt just to send tokens around. We expect that we can just send tokens inside the wallet itself. But one of the nice things is that with the Babylon wallet and using some of the Babylon Network's features, we actually have quite a bit more power built into the wallet to do those transfers. So I can show you what that looks like. So if we go over here to the wallet, you can see I've got those accounts I've created. I've got some tokens in there. I'm going to go into the first account and I'm going to send some tokens to another one of my accounts. So you can see that transfer button at the top. I'm going to hit that. And here we get a screen to set up that transfer. Now, on most networks, a transfer is just this one-to-one thing where you say, okay, I'm sending from account A to account B of this amount of token. The reason for that is that's kind of how tokens work on every other account. A token is a smart contract, and a transaction is basically a single call to a smart contract. So you can send a message to that token smart contract to say, hey, please transfer some tokens from my account to this other account, and it will adjust the balances inside its own little ledger sheet inside the smart contract. That's how a transfer works on every other network. However, on Radix, it's this much more intuitive thing. We actually have assets as a native feature of the network, and in our case, a transfer is a transaction manifest that literally describes, I want to withdraw tokens from one account and I want to deposit those tokens to another account. What this means is it's trivial for us to build a transaction manifest that actually interacts with multiple accounts and multiple assets at the same time. Literally on every other network, this would require another smart contract that knows how to do multi-sending and stuff like this, which is kind of crazy for something as simple as just sending tokens around. So in this case, I've already got the from selected. It's the account I was in. And I can choose, let me say, my second account. And then I can add assets. So what assets do I want to send to that account? And I can choose multiple if I want to. So let's say I want to send some XRD and I want to send some candy at the same time. So I select both of those. I can also send NFTs if I want to, just as easy. But let me just send these two tokens. So I choose those two assets. And you can see that it's set up both of those transfers together. So let's say maybe I send 10 XRD and 5 candy tokens. I could also add another account here if I wanted to. So if I want to do a send from my account to multiple accounts, again, super easy for us to do. So you just add another account, choose what assets, and it'll create the transaction manifest to do all this stuff. But let's say I'm just going to stick to one account, but 2 different assets in that. So I hit continue. And the wallet will build the transaction manifest to do that. And I see what's actually going to be submitted to the network. So as described, I can see that I'm withdrawing 10 XRD and 5 candy from one account, and I'm depositing 10 XRD and 5 candy to another account. Simple as that. This isn't 2 different transactions that are batched together. This is actually one transaction, but that transaction describes these multiple actions. It describes 2 different withdrawals and 2 different deposits. This is how it's so easy for us to be able to do things with multiple accounts and multiple assets. It's really no more complex than a simple one-to-one transfer. And it's done atomically. It is one transaction, which means that if I, for example, just had 2 candy right now instead of 5, which means this transaction's invalid, it can't be processed, it's not as if just the candy part will fail, the entire thing will fail. If I didn't have enough and I submitted this, the XRD wouldn't transfer and the candy wouldn't transfer because they must be committed atomically together as part of that transaction. Again, this isn't possible on any other network without deploying a special smart contract to do this sort of conditional send, which is kind of crazy. But in Radix, just a simple transaction manifest, I slide to sign, and that's it once it completes. Test network is slow. There we go. And that's it. That was transfers in the wallet.